and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play The Legend of Zelda the Minish Cap. I'm Agora.
And I'm... Who am I?
In this episode, we're going to be going around and doing what we can on the cleanup. We have spent a considerable chunk of time between this episode and the last one doing some farming and running around checking everywhere to find more Kinstone fusions. So while we don't know where all of them are, we know where the majority of the ones left in the game are.
The sad part, we had to get rid of some bottles. Some fairies from bottles. But that's so that we can show how you, Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. That's also not what I wanted to do. So that we can show how to get a few specific things.
Things that we've been using for our farming.
Yes.
Beetle shop here, he sells Pico Lights. And you see there are 3 bottles that are glowing, 3 that aren't. Each Pico Light has a special effect that increases drop rate of specific things.
This red one is hearts. The green one is...
Mysterious Shells.
Mysterious Shells, that's what it is. And the white one is Kinstone Pieces, which came in very handy. We had a moment where, you know, we needed the slanted green Kinstones for fusions.
Like 3 in a row.
We got 3 in a row. It was pretty nice. So, we're off to use one of those immediately.
Do you even know where you're going?
Yes? Question mark?
Step 1 is the inn. That's not the inn either.
Not the inn.
It's more to the right.
Listen, I want to kill Majora, okay?
When we say we did a bunch of off-screen farming and hunting for things, it was mostly me. He did the Kinstone farming, but it didn't take too long.
It really didn't. Hello, child.
Step 1 is Zill here, who wants that piece.
Alrighty. Come on, Zill, give me a lily pad. Thanks, buddy. I'd been so pissed if it stopped halfway across that fucking lake.
Okay, now that that's done, let's see if he has a double, because I'm not sure.
He is. Alrighty then. The one we had the most of. Cool. Alright. Cool, cool. And just because I'm paranoid, I'm gonna try a third one.
If he had had, like, every fusion we were missing.
Right?
No luck. However, there is still 2 more fusions for us to try in town. One
Indeed.
is in the bar. Cafe bar. I think it was meant to be a bar, but I think it got relegated into a cafe.
'Cause Americans.
And there's this lady we obviously missed standing up against the counter.
'Cause why in the world would we just talk to her for no reason? Her name is Mama.
Of course it is.
Hello, Mother. Da 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 da. I know where that is. I'm not lying this time, I promise.
Lake Hylia.
We've been waiting for that one. I've been waiting for that one. Alright.
Okay, next up, since she didn't have a double, I've checked everyone else in here, don't worry.
Yeah, but you never know when a fusion may unlock a fusion.
Anyhow, next up is on the west side of town over here. Go ahead into the carpenter's house.
In the carpenter's house, you said? Oh, right, okay. Yeah, I remember which one you're talking about.
Because then we have to cut through Dr. Love's house there.
Yep. I always forget that I can't go up the stairs.
Yeah, you don't have your climbing gear. And here in the house that we relegated to Nehru, there are always those pots there by the fireplace that we thought would respawn if we broke them. Figured out off screen, they don't respawn.
Like ever.
So I'm sorry to say I couldn't show the breaking of them because I thought they'd respawn. But that does let us come up here, where this Minish had a fusion whenever I came last time. Do me a favor, leave and come back.
Huh. So, that is unfortunate. But that's how you solved that puzzle anyway.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't have anything else marked for in town. So the next location would be in the sky.
But before we leave town, time to show what I'm going to feed the bottles for. Hello.
One long
milk. Alright. Now we go to the sky.
Yes.
And then after that I vote we go to Mount Cornell.
Yep, that was what I was going to say after that. For bottle number 2, but also for gold dictate.
Yep.
Plus we don't know what we're going to get from this.
And the gold Tektite will put us back at full for rupees.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, this should be the floor.
Yeah, because there's the Elder in there.
Yep. Oh. Oh. Alright, Royal Valley.
Hopefully that'll be mysterious shells.
I hope so.
In the 200 variety.
I hope so. Alright. Checking for a second one, just in case, you never know.
Be really helpful if she had one. No.
Useless. Mount Cornell mineral water.
Yes.
That is legitimately one of the things we're going for.
And the gold Tektite.
I said one of.
Which you might want to check the location of the...
I found it.
Yeah, I realized. I noticed it.
Aren't you just a bitch?
Yes, thanks for noticing. That's how I expected it as well. And Lamar's gonna have to go back to night school and I'm yelling at those fellas.
Bitch.
Now to travel back down to Mount Cornell base.
Not what I wanted to do.
They get some of that green stuff. However we get there. I also spent a while running around Mount Cornell whenever I was looking for stuff. I didn't check every possible location while I was here, but I ran around a lot. Yes.
Alright, there's nothing on it. Definitely what I was trying to do.
Now just to check a theory real quick.
A game theory? Where are we going?
Minish.
Spinach Woods?
Yes. First thing we're going to want to do is work our way back to the witch's cabin. Which might be faster by leaving, going up the screen, and then coming in. Oh, that way.
Hey look, East Hill's home. I'm not wrong.
Worst part is that these hills are very green.
Some of it's yellow. You know, we really should thank our grandfather at some point. After all, he's the one who found this entire forest. Sorry, entire woods.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have to be tiny to go in there?
In the hole, yes. In the witch, no.
I can't remember what the witch is.
Yeah, I don't even... Check your map. She had an icon still.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Alright. So I need to go back and back and back and back and back.
Back all the way to the entrance. Once we get that, we'll go to the village, because there are a few things to check in the village. But one of them is the thing that we need her thing for.
Agreed. You asshats can go fuck yourselves.
But you did it for them.
Said they can, not I was gonna let them. Hello, witch.
In hindsight, she's the only thing in Minish Woods I didn't check for a fusion.
Good to know, good to know.
Because frankly, I forgot about her little split. Like if there was anything across the water other than her. Because I saw the hurt piece that had been sitting there and went, there's nothing else there.
I love that spin attack. Alright, have I gone in there? Legitimately don't know. Checking.
Since I think we wound up going here last episode to make sure. Because you got to that cave with the double chest and then you came in and there's a rupee like there. I think it all went to a Goron thing at the end. And he ate your shield.
Twice.
3 times, because actually I think I wound up in here off screen. I did get your shield eaten.
You know I can't afford another one of those, it's only like $10. Zelda really should have gotten us that heart container. Fuck the shield.
If not that, then at least, you know, all those rupees that have been chilling there.
Yeah. Also, I love how the lady called it a gemstone, but it's what they use for money, so technically she's right, but at the same time, she knows what it's actually called.
I don't know. You can make the argument that it's similar to saying dollars or, like, bucks. Here in the US, where a lot of people will refer to $20 as 20 bucks. You know? Like, they could have slang names for rupees.
I really, really hope that they don't have a slang name of rock for their money.
That'd be 20 crystal.
That'd be 2020s.
Wait, before going that way, actually head down. To check that thing that I was curious about. And left. Okay, so he did lose his fusion.
So it's 2 of them that lost their fusions.
Mm-hmm. which I believe leaves 3 fusions unaccounted for.
Hmm.
That being said, the one in Nehru's house might have been one of the random fusions, which I read something weird that I don't know if it's true or not. Try the one in the Jabbernut house, by the way, or like the barrel house.
I'm trying to figure out what the doo-doo grows stuff is.
Yeah, I'm saying try that one. They already have the Jabbernut growing back there after all.
Yeah, plants. Hey, look, plants.
3 that are growing in Pico Light colors and 3 that aren't growing. Well, more than that aren't. Yeah, I don't know how to go about triggering it, so I'd be careful. Malk.
Alright, time to leave and come back.
Yep.
Hello, I walked out the door. Is that patient enough for you? Apparently fucking not.
Might take some actual time. We'll just have to remember to come back. I'll keep it in this list.
That's honestly annoying.
Well, having said that, we do have a few new things we can go pick up outside this village now. And Castor Wilds looks like the best jumping off point.
My eyes hurt.
My eyes always hurt now. So there were 2 places. One was in this southern part of the area, and then one was in the northern. But they were both towards the west. I can never remember how to get around here. Well, I just saw one of the 2 things. It'll lead to that hole there. So you just have to get here while tiny. Which I guess you'll do from that one. Still a shame there's no upgrade for Link to just be able to swim through that.
Yeah. I was really hoping that would be the heart piece.
Yeah.
Because it took 2 Kinstone fusions to get that.
Well, remember that this next one you're going to require that same last fusion anyway. Because if you couldn't take that lily pad, you couldn't be here while tiny.
Are you kidding me?
That was an asshole move.
Give me a new item to burn away all this shit. Fuck you. Yeah, I really needed that red Kinstone piece.
Twice. Still, that gives you, finally, access to more of Castor Wilds of a Tiny. Maybe there's more to find. Not sure that there is, I'm just saying maybe, but... So second from the right.
Oh, great.
And all this will be for another red Kingston piece, right?
Probably with my luck. Well, if I could actually fucking hit him.
No one's eager to die. Ladies and gentlemen, at long last, we finally know the location of the final heart piece. Try it from the other direction. So with that, all we're missing are the figures and the Cuckoo minigame from having 20 hearts.
Why can't Link always be at the speed he is when he's in the water?
Oh, you can cross the rock.
For no reason, but yeah, apparently.
Well, having said that, we now have most of the biggest parts of our collections complete. By my count, we're missing 3 Kinstone fusions. We just need to work with the Piccolite stuff. Which I'm not sure if it'd be worth going back to check yet to see if he's ready. Might be. Hopefully.
Still missing 3 fusions. That's the part that gets me.
Yeah, but we still have a few areas to check, and if they happen to be randoms, I read something interesting, and I don't know if it's true or not, saying that supposedly if you find a character that can have the random fusions and just run in and out of their house, they might eventually wind up having it. Yeah, not sure if it's, like, true. Like, if just in and out checking will eventually make them appear or not, but... but we still have a few areas we can check out, because I think there were some random people in, like, caves and stuff throughout Mount Crenel. Let's see... And we have South Hyrule Field, where I don't expect much, but it still might be worth checking. And I think there were some random Minish in holes around the Wind Ruins. So that's all stuff we can check.
I don't know why I even did that.
And we have 2 more things that we've unlocked from Kinstone Fusion so far to grab, too. One of which is a cave. Did you check the tiny hole that was back there?
I've been in it before. That's not one that was created. Like, here, anyway. That's the one we need to check here. But for it, we need to get up here to this portal.
There shouldn't be anywhere here that we haven't already been.
Correct. But one of these holes was created by a Kinstone fusion that we did not come back to get.
It wasn't on my list, so I figured we had. There was also a monster there.
Yeah.
How'd this stuff not get on the list?
Oh.
Anyway, you still need to make sure to check the holes, though, in case there are people with fusions.
Fuck the Kingstone pieces. Move.
Like a precursor to Breath of the Wild's Guardians. So the amount you get for killing them is different. Because you got a red one from the Tektite. Run down from where you're at real quick.
One side. We have that one there.
Yeah. I have that marked as grave chest. Then there's a cave at Lake Hylia. And the oracles are still glowing.
I'm not gonna get their things though.
I mean, honestly, it might help. I mean, if one, it's increasing your defense, if it's, say, double defense, you know, that's essentially 20 more hearts. In terms of the effectiveness.
Yeah.
Which is way more than what a fairy is.
Cave. None.
Just want to make sure there's no Minish hole down here, since this is somewhere you can walk while tiny.
So I can turn this guy on.
I don't know. Yeah, no, I just want to make sure there wasn't a Minish hole also. Because all it's going to take is one Minish in a place like this, and it's going to be a while till we find the last fusion.
That's why I'm not just warping out though.
So you check that hole, you still have the possibility to go to that hole.
There's not any Minisher.
Which means there's nothing else, I think, on that screen you can do or go while tiny. In Castor Wilds, do you remember where the dojo is?
Mm-hmm.
You might make sure the dojo master doesn't have a fusion too. That's another out-of-the-way type of person.
Pop my jaw.
Goes in, turns out there's a Minish. There's 3 fusions. Damn it, couldn't speak it into being.
Suck it.
Surprised you didn't just jump off the top and then walk back around. Isn't that cave fairy? No, treasure. So that's the wind ruins, definitely done. I just get the feeling that the statues don't have another fusion either. Just guess. Weren't there some caves at the northeast part of this map? I guess you can check here. I don't remember there being Minish in these holes though. But it probably is smart to make sure to check 100% everywhere. Treasure chest. Big treasure chest. What was in there? Yeah, I don't remember. Still sucks that you can't swim through the water. I'm gonna forever hate that fact. I just had a thought. We got Link's Awakening DX, or DX HD for the Switch recently, right?
Mm-hmm.
So does that mean next we'll get Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons? That's like a pack of the other two Oracle games in one. Because that would be like next in terms of the handheld games. And we had Ages and Seasons, but the third Oracle was supposed to be the Oracle of Secrets, if I remember right. No fusion and cell zeros. Past that eye statue over there, was there anything up top, like caves, that you can remember? I don't remember.
No.
Okay. So now the question is how to get to the other side of those rocks and see what was in those caves. Have you been to that Moments cave?
I have no idea.
I don't remember it, so I don't remember if you did or not. Treasure cave. What about up in that blue water? I know there were caves there. That was a heart. Felt like there was another dojo here. Glad I was right. Makes me feel better. Sucks that he didn't have the fusion though. So I would guess that you've probably been here, since it was pretty easy to get to.
Turns out Vati has the very last one.
find this amusing. Okay, so that should mean Castor Wilds is also done.
My back hurts, and I don't know why, but I'm assuming it's from sitting forward.
My guess would be you went to work.
Listen, I will blame whatever I want to blame. That's how America works. Democracy and all that, you know.
Let's see, since Castor Wild seems to be complete, Westwood should be complete unless that one guy's picked up a fusion since we saved his house, which I doubt. So, I'd say let's go pick up the other collectibles that we've unlocked with Kinstone Fusions, and then I guess check to see if that Pico Light plant has grown, because we do still have 2 more, so if we catch it close to when it's done, it would help. Worst case scenario, though, off camera, we can just sit down and hold the emulator's button for speed to kill time if it's going to take forever. Hopefully it doesn't take forever.
I'm going to do that first.
Yeah. After you do that, we'll warp to Lake Hylia.
Fucker.
Yeah. I had already checked him, so unless he was one of those, randoms that can apparently change, I didn't expect him to know. One thing that I read about randoms that I do believe for sure is that apparently if there's one that has a random fusion but you can't get to because of something in the story, I think the King of Hyrule is one of the possible randoms. If that happens, then their Kinstone Fusion goes to a different possible random.
There it is.
Nice. I hate that it's not going to be symmetrical, though.
Yep. Now, we brought it to drink it in front of you. Love the taste of sulfur in my stomach.
So the 3 colors that we...
I'm so tempted.
The question is it time-based or is it screen movement-based?
Who knows?
Because clearly leaving and going back didn't do it, but maybe leaving the village would, or changing size might. It's hard to say. So I wouldn't bother doing this now, though, because we still have other things to do to kill time.
It's answering your question. It did not answer the question.
Unless, of course, it's the top row. Would have been hilarious if it actually was.
Haven't got through enough screens yet, boy.
I mean, we don't know that it's screen-based.
No, we don't. We don't know what it's based on.
Please don't do that.
Did it mess with anybody? I love it because it looks like he glitches out. You know what this means, though, right? Beetle is in contact with the Minish, but he's not telling anyone.
Or he just walks through the woods, looks in a random barrel that he knows happens to be here, and always finds new flowers that he needs. And just steals them.
I mean, that does sound very Beetle.
Maybe even accidentally crushes some Minish. Anyway, Lake Hylia is our next destination for guaranteed stuff. I've checked this one.
What if it's random?
If it's random and it works the way people say it does, then it's still going to be pretty farmable for the randoms. Heck, we can test it out later. Like, maybe even later this episode. I'll do some research after we get these collectibles.
What am I doing? I already got it.
Yeah, I noticed.
I don't remember how to get to the grave.
Oh. We'll head to Lake Hylia first, because there's the cave. And I haven't went through and checked these, by the way. Too bad that cape can't help you jump out of the water.
Yeah. Because it's the same button as diving. Come on. And I still got hit. Okay. You motherfucker, I will end you.
You have against several bosses.
Come on.
Thought you were going to test your luck and try to jump that gap.
Not until that showed back up.
That worked out very well. I thought you were just going to take the hit.
I thought I was going to get hit too. But nope. Alright, so that's where we need to be though. Okay, that time I did take the hit. Multiple times.
Honestly, it wasn't even that much damage.
No, it really wasn't.
Like at this point, I would just take the hits instead of doing the puzzle, personally.
Yeah, pretty much. But I like jumping and flying and gliding. You know, birds, motherfucker. I didn't check that.
That's fine, it's easy to get to. I haven't checked that house up there, actually. Because I haven't checked Lake Hylia completely yet.
Come here, Luffy. Hello, Dave.
So I was really hoping they'd have it.
Right. Alright, down to the best character in any Zelda game ever, David Jr.
Just to confirm that it's 3.
Well, sorry, Dave. Ed. Junior.
Is that it to the left?
Yeah, probably.
I have checked this part. Like everything that you can get to is tiny here. I've checked.
Including up to the north?
Yep. I combed the actual lake part of the lake very, very thoroughly. That being said, obviously I couldn't check this cave, because, you know, there was no land.
It's probably just gonna be another,
Chest.
Probably another kinstone.
We can hope for mysterious shells.
We can hope.
Rupees is okay, especially since you did have room for them, I think.
Yeah.
So let's see, that's Lake Hylia. Let's go do the figures now. Burn through the rupees and burn through the shells that you've got. I have checked here too. Not kidding when I said I checked pretty thoroughly. It's just parts of the map. Though I do think there's one place in town I may have neglected too. Because I may have neglected to see if there's a way to get into the library as a Minish right now. Because you can't as a human. Anyway, we have the graveyard chest to do still. And of course, there is the Pico Light guy to constantly go back to whenever you think time has passed.
That's...
I know. I agree.
Well, the lack of being able to get back up isn't what I'm talking about. Look right there.
What?
Right in front of his face.
Oh, yeah, it's just a place for that water to explain it, though.
Yeah, but it looks suspicious.
I did fully explore Longbone Ranch too, by the way.
Fully?
Fully.
Did you explore the grass?
I even came through here as a Minish just like you did to be 100% sure. Walked through the cow paths.
It's in cow bitch. How now, brown cow? What's up? I love that. Alright,
Figurinos. And again, the library as a Minish is the one thing I didn't try to see if I could do.
what's up, bro?
Mainly because I'm not sure if there is a way to get there as a Minish. Except from inside. But there was a guard in front of the door so you couldn't go in.
Who knows? So. It would take 85.
It only takes 65 to do it with an 80% chance.
Yeah, I know. You know what? Let's risk it. Green egg.
Oh, wizard.
Let's risk it for the meme.
This is where you'll get George.
Nope, cafe.
That's actually really disappointing.
Ooh, yellow.
George, go on Mark the road.
Still one we didn't have.
I think that was the last gold figure you needed.
I think so. this sculpture might be biased.
Ooh, I just had a question. In Wind Waker, are we doing the second playthrough? Whenever we eventually record it? Because that'll be required to complete Karloff's collection there.
I don't know. That's up to you, because I'm not mistaken, that's in your train of thought.
No, it's Christina's category.
That's up to Christina.
Yes!
Tingle and his twin brothers Ankle, Knuckle. They believe using kinstones will help them meet fairies, so they are recording kinstone data on their maps. David Jr. is not technically a relative.
It'd be nice if they share those maps.
Right? Maybe now they will. I really wish they would. For reference, David Jr. is a relative. It's only, you know, it's just not blood relative. Ice Wizard. The more you use, the more luck you'll have, probably. 69.
Instead of percent, it's shells this time.
E. Borlov.
Oh, his brother's the one who owns the chess mini game. He detests gambling, but has made the biggest gamble of all. A gambling minigame.
No, entrepreneurship in general.
I know.
My brother, yeah! Woohoo! Alright.
1,
2,
3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
15 short.
Most of them are at the very end.
Yep. Yellow. Big Octorok. Which is technically just an Octorok with a plant on its ass.
Even though it wasn't big, you were just tiny.
Yeah. That's why I said it was just an Octorok.
By the way, I'm officially keeping count of figures on this page.
Mm-hmm. Another yellow.
I mean, that's... If you're right about the color coding, most of what you'll need will be yellow now.
Matterpillar.
$13 figures.
Now then, with these 6 mysterious shells, I will wait.
Though you can go buy some more real quick.
Yep, that's what I'm waiting for.
Honestly, it would be great if that grave chest contained 200 shells. So it would be,
yeah.
It would be about around 3 more figures.
Well, it's up in the 70s now.
I know.
So it'd be like 100 short.
70 times 3 is 210.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It'd be 10 short, not 100 short. Sorry.
Yeah, that's why I said around, because you could just cut 3 from each and go with like the 67% chance or whatever.
If you appreciate it, give me some free shit.
Yeah, I know. Or at least 1 rupee, just to make that number let you keep buying.
Give me a fucking discount. I, on my own, have kept you in business.
Give you 5 minutes in his warehouse.
Who said I'd need 5 minutes? I'd have everything out of there by, like, immediately.
Like, seriously, going for, like, the odds you've been going, it would take you around 1 full stack of mysterious figures to finish it. All you need is enough time to grab them. For mysterious shows, I mean. But...
by the way, what I'm doing is looking for grass so I can try and get 1 rupee.
I just run out of town in a direction.
Damn you.
And once we're, like, done with the figures, not done, but, like, done for now, in terms of rupees and shells, I'd recommend going back to the Ocean View. And that's where he's been doing his off-screen rupee farming, for the sake of buying shells.
Yep. That red rupee is always there. Sometimes it even drops 2. Sometimes it, you know, drops non-red rupees. But I got one time where it dropped a blue. I still think Beetle has the better customer service.
Depending on which game you're playing.
Talking straight Wind Waker here. Alright, takes 91 to get to 100, and that's done.
Tells you how low your odds, you know, are normally now.
Yeah. Green. Ooh, Spiny Choo Choo.
Counting the post-game ones, you now only have 18 figures left to get. So the fact that figures 1 and 2 are among those. Duplicate. For shame.
Well, as much as we probably should continue, I'm very tired and my eyes very hurt, and we're an hour in.
I say you should at least check the Picolite guy and maybe go for the grave chest, because that's the last, like, collectible we have.
I don't remember how to get to the grave, and the Picolite guy I have to go around while small in the overworld, which takes time.
Not a whole lot, man. Like, he at least is relatively close to the wind crest. Relatively quickly. Huh. Good timing. And just like that, we've given him everything. Now we just have to wait for the rest of them to grow. So, now, having said that, I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, feel free to hit that subscribe button to follow some more content. I hope you stay safe and have a wonderful night.
I'm gonna go take the world's biggest nap.